Hi everyone, it's me, Marnie. I am coming to you with a video about how to overcome artist burnout. While I'm telling you about that, please enjoy watching me create one of my commissions that I recently had come in. This is a whimsical heraldry commission. So I'm going to be painting a female lion, a wolf, the letter S, some purple trillium, which is a type of plant, and some purple roses. So the person that requested this heraldry chose these animals, chose the letter and the plants, and this is obviously very meaningful to them, although they did not give me the specific meaning. I'm just painting these symbols that represent who they are. So enjoy watching this. I'm going to tell you about artist burnout. So if you clicked on this video, maybe you're curious about this or are currently suffering from burnout. If you are, just know that I am so sorry, and I have also been there. It is currently January 2021 when I'm making this video, and January is always the time that I'm feeling burnt out, like always. Holidays are usually really slammed for me. I tried so hard this year to be cautious of my time and energy, but yeah, I was still pretty busy. So I have been burnt out many years in a row, even for many different reasons throughout the years as an artist. And I experienced it a little less this year, but always December is a bit of a burnout. So number one, here's what to do if you're experiencing artist burnout. Number one, don't do art for a little while. If you are making your money with art, this can feel maybe not possible, but I would encourage you to slow down as much as possible from doing art. So only do the bare minimum. Don't force yourself to take on extra work if you can help it. Don't force yourself to make personal work if you're not ready. Just have some time of not doing art. For me, this looks like not painting in the evenings. I love painting. It's really enjoyable, but if I'm feeling burnt out, then it feels like a burden, right? So while you're not doing art, here are some other ideas. You could listen to music, find a new musician or band that you enjoy listening to, something that makes you feel good, inspires you, and you could also read a book. I'm not much of a reader myself. It takes a lot to get me to read a book, but what do you like? Do you like self-help, that is nonfiction, biographies, or do you enjoy fiction, storytelling? Go pick up a book. It's good for you, and it'll get your mind off of your art for a little bit. It might even inspire some future art that you could do. Although, don't do stuff just to get inspired to do art. This is for taking a break to recover from burnout. I would encourage you to do some kind of new habit that can stand in for the time that you were enjoying art, or rather stand in for the time that you were making art and getting burnt out by it. So what kind of a new habit can you come up with that would take the place, be kind of like a placeholder for a little while? Here's an example of a new habit that you could start, which would be also number 2 in how to overcome artist burnout, and that is try a new medium. Have you never done watercolor before? And because you're usually an oil artist, or vice versa, have you never tried acrylic? Have you ever played around with markers or crayons as an adult artist? I'm saying adult because most kids have played around with markers and crayons, but we don't usually come back to them until something forces us to. So consider this your recommendation in picking up a box of Crayola crayons, not sponsored. Yeah, go try a different medium. It might be soothing. There should be no pressure in what you create. Just do something different. My third tip is to make lists of things that you'd like to do. So make lists is the short version of that. Make lists of things that you'd like to do within the next year, 5 years, or 10 years. What would you like to do with your art? What would you like to do? Do you want to eventually illustrate a book? Do you want to work with more musicians and do their album art? Do you want to build your following on social media? Do you want to create a certain type of series? Do you want to challenge yourself by painting only in a certain color? There's so many things you could add to your list. Make some lists. Lists can be a really freeing way to almost like empty your mind, right? Where your mind might be feeling all jumbled, like, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Don't be jumbled. Don't keep everything in. Make some lists. Get it out on paper, everything that you're thinking or desiring to do. And then when it's on paper, you can relax and say, okay, I've thought about it. I'm going to consider what to do next. But until then, it's on paper and it can be there and wait for me when I come back to making art. So my next tip is take a look back over old work that you've done and appreciate it. See how far you've come. I think so often burnout happens because we are working really hard and super stressed. We're working at like full capacity, and it's hard to take a breath and look around and see what else is going on. But I've done this recently where I looked at some of my old art, or I went back over some old posts, blog posts, or like Instagram posts, where I had documented different series of art that I had done or looked over old commissions, and it was really enjoyable. And yeah, my style has changed a lot, and I try not to get too judgy about what it was in the beginning, but it's so refreshing to almost look back at this other person, which is yourself, but look back at this other person who was creating art, and you can find what was so good about it. I would just encourage you to give yourself that boost of confidence and just enjoy what you've created. We artists make art that other people relish and they revel in, but not often do we get to just sit back and really be pleased with what we've come up with. So those are my tips for overcoming burnout. Do you have any tips on what to do? Do you have anything to add to my list? I would love to hear about it. So comment below if you want to give me some ideas on that. This was the finished piece of art. Whimsical heraldry commission. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.